Hey, what's up, Ballsville? Welcome in for another episode of the update. We're going into week 3. You got Thursday night football on the screen here, kicking off in about 15 minutes. Going to make it short and sweet. We had a couple things in Ballsville this week. One of them is we had a trade go down in one of our leagues. It was Jake Browning for 2 first-round picks, a 26 and a 27 first-round pick. That trade hit the Discord. You can imagine how upset the league was. We do have a protocol for that. We put it to a vote. They decided to let the player deal with that trade. It seems like he's just inexperienced, didn't know any better. However, he chose to react pretty immaturely and renamed his team. I'm no longer in this league, hasn't replied. So there's a chance he's getting removed, and we will end up with an orphan. We'll know in 2 hours whether or not he's replied at all. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and put that orphan up in our Discord, let you guys check that out. The second thing that happened this week was we had an issue with waivers. I take onus for it. We talked about it in our managers group and thought we had it resolved. But what I think happened, if I'm being honest, is I think the setting for sleeper that allows players to unlock at midnight on Tuesday, I think that triggered midnight East Coast time, which allowed our waivers to run at 11 p.m., because that would be 9 p.m. on the West Coast, and it's set to 11 p.m. West Coast. It allowed the waivers to run overnight Monday through Tuesday, which was a big mistake in week 1. And we overcompensated, and the following week we had a couple waivers that ran late Wednesday night. So we figured it out. Waivers will run overnight Tuesday for most leagues, except for the Gauntlet leagues, where it runs in the afternoon, going into the evening on Wednesdays. So that's all. Back to business with the waivers and everything. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at the leaderboards. We went over them last week. We had a nice, cool slides, but it's been one hell of a week for myself. I have a daughter at camp, and she's 11. This is her first time being away, and she's gone for like 3 nights, 4 days, and it's been a little weird not having her around. The second thing is we went and bought ourselves a new big boy truck, Ford F-150 XL, so that's pretty cool. But shopping for a car is hectic. So this is very little prep time. So we're just going to take a peek at the leaderboards, just like we did last week. This is off the website. This is Sticky's Tools. The first one we're going to start with is the Gauntlet game. We have a recap on Mondays, so we're not going to spend too much time here. We're just kind of going to go over the names. Mark Madness, Joe Coy Berries, Ethan, our friend, Chiefs Life, Craig, GLC, more Ethan, 3 in a row, so Ethan's killing it over there. Chicken Boy, Cornhuskin, Sorry for Cussing, our friend Chris, NZ Rangers, Trader Clem, Chicky Hobson, and Zacho. And that's for the Gauntlet game. If we come over here to the mini leagues, these are our way too early best ball game. This is 12-team Superflex best ball, same rosters as we have in redraft. So 415 is a pretty impressive score for the first 2 weeks, and that goes to our friend C. Sims, Chris. Tortoise, Trevor, at number 2 with 406. We go Mean Machine, short stack. That's our friend Colin. Carson, Red Kingdom, Sclam, which is also Trader Clam, C. Sims, Slice, Tony Baloney, 69, awesome. C. Sims, Sclam, C. Sims, Coda Bear. So a lot of C. Sims there. We'll jump over to Dynasty because we're going to see some more C. Sims. Solo Haven at the top with 365. Again, this is the same roster, but not best ball. So these are set your lineup. 365 is a pretty decent score. That goes to Solo Haven. Then we have C. Sims, Drubles or Drubels, C-Bomb. That's Connor. He's our manager for the Heroes of Dynasty. Sorry for Cussing. Chris again. Zach Wilson fan. Jerry B. Jimbo Bimbos, who's here in the audience tonight. This is a tricky podcast because it's about 15 minutes before kickoff, so people are usually doing their last-minute stuff. I know I have like lineups that are probably going to get ignored, and hopefully I don't have a Waddle somewhere. NACIT, C-Sims, Uno Cams, Zanro, C-Sims, Grim Darkness, our friend Sam, and Toasty Waffles rounding at the top 15. So kudos to you guys. You're probably dominating over there in redraft. And finally, we're going to go to the big game. Chiefs Live sitting up top. This is 10 teams, so these rosters are a little bit more juiced. 454 for Chief Life, our friend Craig. Myself, doing all right. Prubal, TB, that's our buddy Todd Barber. GSH46. JM Hubs, he's one of our regulars. K Page, X Stoney, GLC, Prubal, Coda Bear, more Prubal, Johnny Legs, and JM Hubs. So a lot of familiar faces. A lot of you are probably in these leagues with them. So that's our scoreboards. You can come over here to the website, click the home button. This is where you start. Come down. The paywall will be likely implemented this weekend. That's going to be the next thing that I work on. But the scoreboards have been separated. Thank you to Sticky. We're going to keep that open all year long so you guys can go there, browse through pages, see your name, check scores from your competition, sort by game. You can sort by weekly, all that good stuff. So the next thing we're going to do is just kind of take a peek at our top performers. We're going to start with the receivers that we had last week. It was kind of a bizarre list. Remember, it was Zay Flowers, Keon Coleman, Quentin Johnson, Emeka Igbuka, and then we finally got to Puka, who was a second-round pick. And then right back in the mix with Debo Samuel, Garrett Wilson, Michael Pittman. So going into week 2, or coming out of week 2, we kind of returned to the norm. We topped the list with A.J. Brown with a whopping 39 points. Right behind him was Malik Neighbors with 38, Jamar Chase with 37. So those are the big dogs right there. And number 4, Romo Dunze. So I was excited because I had Romo Dunze in a lot of leagues. He's my league winner for the year. And he played first, so I was pretty stoked. And then I faced Jamar Chase in 3 leagues, Malik Neighbors in 5 leagues, and Amon-Ra in 2 leagues. But bound to happen. And then number 6 right here is Troy Franklin. And behind him, Hunter Renfro. So big surprises there. And then we get back to the norm with Devontae Adams and CeeDee Lamb. At quarterback, Jared Goff, 44 points. Russell Wilson, looking like a stud. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, was wide receiver 8 or 9. He was not far on that list, so he supported 2 wide receivers. Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson so far looks like the greatest call at 101 through the first 2 weeks. Josh Allen had a dud and Jamar Chase had a dud. And those were kind of the top 3. Jaden Daniels, not too bad, but he's dealing with injury. So far, it looks like Lamar Jackson would be the guy I would go back and take at the 101. Behind him, Drake May, Mac Jones. As a Niner fan, thank you, Mac Jones. And then number 6, Spencer Rattler, who was being drafted, rock bottom. I think Tyler Show was getting drafted instead. So he was a waiver wire pickup in some leagues, but paying off. Probably get a discussion going in Discord about, what we think about his future going into the rest of the year. But so far, so good. And that's because he's sustaining our buddy Juwan Johnson, who's the tight end number 2, I believe, on the year. Yeah. Only second to Tucker Kraft. Tight end 3 on the year is Zach Ertz. And then Tyler Warren, who I have none of. Once again, rookie tight end making himself felt in the league. So and then Trey McBride, the tight end 2 of draft boards, is sitting at tight end 5, and Bowers behind him at tight end 6. So we're getting to see how it plays out. Yeah, it's only 2 weeks so far. For the season, we have James Cook, McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, who's looking like a league winner himself, Bijan Robinson, and Devon Achane. Anyways, just to end it there, we had a couple people asking about parlays for the night. I do have a parlay myself. I'll share with you guys if I can find. Okay, here we go. So, well, here's the DraftKings lineup. The way I see Thursday night's game going, I think it's going to be a lot of rushing. It's going to be Buffalo Bills, defense locking down the Dolphins, and James Cook getting a lot of work and having a lot of success against that Dolphins front. I think Achane is going to make his due in the passing game. They're going to be forced to pass, but I don't think they'll be too successful. So I'm looking at production through Achane and Tyreek Hill. And then a dart throw at Malik Washington down there. So for the parlay, I have James Cook over 71 yards, Tua lower than 240, Achane above 41, and the kicker making 2 field goals. And that's where I'm putting my bet. So good luck to all you guys this week and tonight. If you're watching, thanks for tuning in. If you watch later, I appreciate it. I just kind of make them go over the week. Anything that stands out to me when I'm coming through leagues, I kind of put out there. You'll know if we have an orphan in Dragonborn. That's a dynasty league in the Heroes. That trade will be reversed. You'll get your 26 and 27 first pick back. That person will get Jake Browning back. The other player will be removed, forfeit his dues, and then you'll come in and we'll get you settled. So thanks for tuning in, and good luck tonight.